Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to see one of the most important function, that is filter function. Filter function actually helps you to retrieve the data from your source data set on the basis of any given conditions. In the filter function, we have the three parameters. First parameter is array, which is basically your source data. Second parameter is include, which is basically your condition. And the third parameter is if empty, which is basically if your condition is not matching into your source data, then what you want to display or what you want to demonstrate. Filter function we can use with the multiple cases. So first of all, we are going to see the simple filter function case. Here, I have the source data set, and from this source data set, I want to filter out the data for the ship mode, which is given over here. I have created the drop down. We have the 4 ship mode here, the first class, second class, same day, and standard class. If user select any of the ship mode from the drop down, then from the source data for the selected ship mode, data should get filtered and will be pasted over here. So first of all, we have to use the filter function. So here I can use this filter function. Now it says array. Array is nothing but your source data. So I have selected the source data, comma, second is include. So include is nothing but my condition. So my condition is basically I am looking for this same day as of now, and when user will change the ship mode from the drop down, then output should generate for that selected ship mode. So in this case, I will just go with this include, which is nothing but my condition, and my condition, which is nothing but the ship mode, is getting exist into my ship mode column. So in the ship mode column equals to, I am looking for this criteria. Now, if I simply close this and press the enter, I am getting the data for the same day. So here you can see I have selected the ship mode as a same day. So I am getting the data for this same day ship mode. If I'll change this to first class, so you can see the data has been filtered out for this first class only. If I will change to the second class, my data is filtered for the second class. Now, if you observe, filter function will give you the filter data on the basis of your given condition, but it will not provide you the headers. So if you want to give the headers over here, so I can simply select my table, which I have converted into the table format. So you can convert it from here, from the insert, and you can convert into the table. Now, here, if you want to see what exactly your table name is, so if you select the table, so on the top, you can see the table design. If you go into this table design, so here you can see the name of the table. So if you want to retrieve the header, so here you can write the name of the table, then square bracket and hash. And here you can see the headers. If you select the headers, close this square bracket and press the enter. So if you observe here, all your headers has been populated. So now your data is getting filtered along with these headers also. So you will be able to see these headers on the top. Filter function returns the data without the header. Always remember this point. If I select the standard class, so you can see the standard class data. If I select the first class, you can see the first class data. So this is one of the case where I can use the filter function. Now jump into the second case. The second case is in the filter function, if we want to filter the data on the basis of two conditions or more than two conditions. So how you will filter out the data? So in this case, I have used the same data set and my condition is I want to filter the data for the selected ship mode and selected order priority. So in this case, here you can see if I have selected the same day over here as of now, so how we can just go for this one. So in this case, my data should get filtered for the same day ship mode where order priority is high. It means my both condition should get filtered. So in this case, if you see when your both conditions should match, so I just need to use this AND operator. But we cannot use directly AND function in the filter. There is a different way to use this AND operator into this filter function. Now let's see how we can use this one. So here I will use this filter function and I will select my array, which is nothing my source data, comma. Now it says include. So here my first condition is for the ship mode. So here you have to open this parenthesis or the bracket and your first condition is existing into ship mode column. In the ship mode, I am looking for this same day. Close this parenthesis and here in the filter function for the AND operator, we use asterisk symbol or asterisk sign. Now pass your second condition. So my second condition is I'm looking for this selected order priority. As of now, this is high. So this order priority is existing into this order priority column. So order priority is equals to this selected cell. Now if I close this parenthesis and press the enter, so here you can see it has given you this calculation error. Why this has given you calculation error? It has given you this calculation error. It has given you this calculation error. We do not have that kind of a data where my ship mode is the same day and order priority is high. Against any of the same day, we do not have the order priority record as a high. If I change this to the first class, so you can see it is giving me the data for the first class where order priority is high. Same, if you see, if I'm changing this to low, so you can see we do not have any low order priority for the first class. So that's why it is giving you this calculation error. If you change this to second class, so in the second class, we also do not have any order priority as a low. If I select to standard class, so in this standard class, we have one order priority as a low. So here, if you observe, if I have selected this first class and here order priority is low, where my both condition is not matching, it is giving me this calculation error. So whenever you get this calculation error into this filter function, so you must remember your condition is not matching in this case. Now, if I do not want to show this calculation error, in place of that, I want to show as a blank. So here in this filter function, we have a last parameter as if empty. So it means when your condition is not matching, I want to show as a blank. Now, if I press enter, so you can see it is not showing the calculation error. It is showing as a blank now. If your data will exist, so you can see you will retrieve the data. So for the first class, we have retrieved the data for the critical. If I change this to high, so these are the record for the first class which belongs to the order priority as a high. So this is the second case where we have used this on and operator case into this filter function. So in filter function, if you want to use this and operator, so you have to use this asterisk sign. The third case is OR operator. So how do we use the OR operator into the filter function? So I have taken the same data set, but here I have created the two drop down for the same column, which is nothing but the ship mode. So my requirement is if user select any of the ship mode from the first drop down and any of the ship mode from the second drop down, then data should get filtered. So if any of the one condition is matching, then my data should get filtered out. So in this case, either my first drop down condition match or my second drop down condition match, my data should get filtered. So in this case, I just need to use this OR operator. So how you will use the OR operator into filter function? So I just need to use the filter. I will select this whole data, which is array. Then I just need to pass my first condition. So just open this parenthesis. Now select this ship mode equals to my first condition, which is basically this first class or the first drop down value. Close this bracket and now pass the second condition. But here I just need to pass this OR operator. So here in the filter function, if you want to pass the OR operator, so you have to use the plus sign. So plus now the second condition. So my second condition is also existing into the ship mode column equals to now pass the second condition, which is second class. Now if I close this parenthesis and press the enter, so here if you observe in the output, you are getting the data for the first class and the second class. Now, if I change the value from the dropdown to the standard class, so you can see the standard class and the second class data you are able to see. If I change this to the same day, so here you are getting the data for the standard class and the same day. So this is the way how you can use the OR operator into filter function. Now move to the next case. So now this is the case where I want to use the and the OR into the filter function. So here in the case 2 and case 3, we have seen for the and we use the asterisk and for the OR we use the plus sign. Now here I have given you the two drop down for the ship mode, which I have used into this OR, and now the another condition I have given this order priority. So here the case is I want to filter the data where my ship mode is the first class or the second class, but order priority should high. So in the selected ship mode, if any of the one condition gets matched, then that is fine. But order priority must be high in this case. And now user will change the order priority from the drop down. So on the basis of that, the data is going to get changed. So it means for the ship mode case, we have to use the OR function, and with this whole OR function, using this order priority, we have to use the AND function. So how we will implement this one, now let's see. So here we are going to use this filter function. Now select this whole data, comma. Now we have to pass the condition. So I have opened this bracket. My first condition is existing into the ship mode column. So ship mode is equals to my first condition is the first class. Close this parenthesis, then plus sign. I'm using this OR. Now the ship mode is equals to now the second condition. So second condition is this second class. Now, with this whole data set, I want to go with this order priority as a high using this AND. So I just need to open this parenthesis over here and close, and now just go with this AND. Now open this bracket and here order priority. So I will select this order priority column equals to, now the order priority is high. Now close this parenthesis and press enter. So if you observe, you are getting the data for the first class or the second class, but you are getting the data for high order priority. So if I change this to same day, so you can see we do not have any same day ship mode which exists into this high order priority. If I select this to the critical, so you can see I'm getting the data for the same day and the first class which I have selected from the drop down and for this critical order priority. So this is the case how you can use this OR and AND into this filter function. Now let's move to the next case. So here my case is I want to filter the data for the selected column. So for an example, if you have this data set and I want to filter my data from the selected condition, then I want to filter the data for the selected columns also. So here in this case, for an example, if I use this filter function and now I'm just giving my condition that I'm looking for this selected ship mode. So which is existing into ship mode column. Ship mode equals to the column I have selected equals to this cell where my criteria is existing. Now, if I close this parenthesis and enter, I am getting the data for this second class. If I change this to first class, my data is getting filtered out, which is perfectly fine. But if you observe carefully, I am getting the data for all the columns over here. But if you want to keep the limited column or the selected column into your output, so we can also get it. But how you can get it, now let's see. For an example, I want the ship mode, I want the customer name, and I want the sales figure. These three columns I am looking for. So here you can see the first class, which is nothing but the ship mode, is existing on the first column. Name is coming on the second column. Then segment is coming on the third column. Market is on the fourth column. And sales is on the fifth column, and so on and so forth. So it means in the output, I am looking for the first column, second column, and the fifth column. So in this filter function, if you want to get the selected column, so here we have one more function, which is choose columns. So in this choose columns, you can see the array. Array is nothing but the source data, which is getting generated by the filter function in this case. Comma, now we have to pass the column number, which column should keep. So I'm looking for the first column, second column, and the fifth column. So I will pass the 1, 2, 5. So I have given these three column index number, and once I press the enter, so you can see I am getting these three columns as an output. If I change from the drop down, you can see this is for the same day. If you change to the second class, this is for the second class. So this is the use of the filter function we can use into the different cases. Thank you so much for watching this session. If you have any query, please post your query into the comment box. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.